Hello, good morning, and happy Friday. It is always nice to be a Friday. And Sitsu, hello. I think it was like almost every day this week I've remembered to activate the microphone. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe next week we can set a record and do it actually 5 times in a row. We'll see. Actually, won't be 5 times, right? Because I do go out on Wednesday, so 4 times, 4 times. Okay, so I was trying to think about what it was left that we need to review for this. Let's go back to our. I don't think I could do. I think that's easy. Let's go to crates and we'll get to the repo that way. Let's see where we're going. Axum, because they don't have a website, which is always like one of those things where it's. So we'll go to repository. I could go to their changelog, and then their changelog is actually an Axum changelog. That's where it exists. Okay, so we don't care about those things. Don't care about those things. Those things. Those. These weren't affecting us at all. Um. Okay, so extractor to state. So reviewing the changes, and then updating the lessons. This is using state instead of extractors, instead of extensions. Using from ref. I guess that's part of state. It's not only possible for one extractor per handle to consume the request body. Okay, so more important here would be extractor that consumes body at the bottom, at the end of, let's see, arguments. Arguments or parameters? Let's see. The middleware macro is a lot easier. I vaguely okay. So we had some issues with. Okay, so guard is the middleware, but then we had the custom extractor, which was uh okay. So we taken right, we taken the state with a from function with state. So um middleware. That was one thing. So we have custom middleware. Custom middleware with state. And then we had the custom extractor was a thing. What was the big deal with this one? This was difficult. Like I feel we spent most of our time on this. So we let okay, so this is what we had before. We extracted um so JSON equals JSON request user from request. Okay, so instead of request extract, it's now JSON request user from request. Okay, so custom extractors are going to be a thing. So custom extractors. We also had the um, creating the router and its own function. That sort of like that fixes almost everything in lessons. Sorry, almost everything in router. The extract method was in a trait and had another generic param that you could not specify, but maybe you could have used an underscore. Maybe. Yeah, I could see that too. I'm wondering if I want to do these as multiple little micro lessons. I wonder if that would help. Let's see. Like that's interesting, but um, nice. The following types of traits have a new S type param which represents the state. Okay, so router, request handler, match path. Okay, so middleware is nice because we could just do that stuff now. Supporting WASM, which we don't really care. Okay, so I think this is it, and we haven't added. They haven't released a new one yet. Changelog hasn't updated for 3 days. So that's good. Okay, so the next question is how much do I want to do this all in one video? Oh, and also the other thing was this state here for guard for guard. I'm wondering if we could have app state, have our user in it so we don't use an extension, but we can just use state for that. And I wonder if I can mutate state. I wonder if that's allowed. Because it's obviously just a pub struct state. Can I mutate the state, or is that a big no-no? Okay, could use that to get substates. Your top level state must implement clone to be extractable with state. You'd assume not unless you use arc mutex in your state. Yeah, it's possible. So in that case, we'll need to what we would need to use probably is this actually truly multi-thread, or is this like single threaded but with some like fun stuff going on behind the scenes? Because I know that Tokyo can like do that where it's like pretending to be threaded but it's not really. And I'm not sure which one this is. It's probably multi-threaded. It definitely needs to implement send, and in that case, it would need to be an arc, wouldn't it? An arc and a mutex. Arc and mutexes are slow, but I can use that. So if I were to do that, then I wouldn't have to do insert of the users with a into an extension. I could instead insert the user into the state, have it be a none to begin with, and then just grab it out. Technically, you can mutate the state, you get passed, but that's just a clone. Right, so it's not the original one. That's why it would have to be like an arc and a mutex. But yeah, I would probably just making it be a, um, a runtime error is right. The extensions are per request, the state is per app. Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. So we'll do that. Okay, so we'll stay with this one. So then this is basically what we have. Create a router that's uh basically returning stateless router. So okay, so what I want to do is I want to do this again because I kind of uh didn't write down what I was doing. So turning stateless router. So let's do you cargo lock and cargo tomo. I'm okay with keeping you in there. Okay, so create task, this. All of you out of the pool. Let's do updated to 0.6. I also forgot to start everything. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to start with routing. So you should yell at me right away, right? Yes. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay, routing, you're upset. Let's come in here to lib and restart you. Why are you happy? This should be yelling at me. Did I? I mean, yeah, this should be yelling at me. Why aren't you yelling at me? You're yelling at me just fine. Okay, so let's also updating router lesson. So I guess like um, router lessons. This is returning stateless router, which I'm really concerned. Why isn't this yelling at me? Why am I not getting the errors? Okay. I think VS Code is just really upset. Let's try this again. Okay, so in routing source, so if I go to main, okay, you're telling me you're going to run. And you're not. Okay, there we go. Now we have errors. This is what? Okay, so routes. Ooh, you are so confused. Yeah, so you don't know where this is. That's why you're having trouble. Okay. So let's remove you from the workspace. Do you not see this as a Rust project? I mean, you kind of do. Okay, so run. Okay, now you see this. Just okay, data it sees as problems. Why? Yeah, it's finding the data ones and not the router ones. Okay, so um we'll update the other ones first. So with data. Okay, your turn. Will you find it this time, please? No? There we go. Now you find the errors. What? come on. Okay, so I was hoping to avoid this, but all right, let's contains emphasized items. I don't think that's what I want. Let's open data back up again. I just restarted VS Code 2. I think it's the workspace thing. Okay, so I have data in here, and let's re-add routing. We'll go into main. It's finding these problems in data. This is routing source main. Oh man. Okay. Well, fun. Okay, so we'll do a lesson on updating routing first. Okay, so router lessons. Let's. Okay, well, apparently you're very unhappy with all this stuff. So let's just completely reset. I'm going to. How do I want to do this? I want to remove data. I probably want to just close everything. Okay. VS Code's down. Let's cd to the correct directory. Let's see. So backend Rust Axum lessons. Yeah, this is more of like a mono repo, so I'm like opening multiple of them in the same repo, which I mean usually works. It's been working. It just suddenly stopped. Which I wonder if there was an update or something, and now everything's broken. Okay, so let's into routing and code here. Okay, so I've got all of you. We are going to. I also want to code open you up, and we'll pin you. Oh, it's command. Oh, it's not. K. Oh, command K, shift enter. Oh, but okay. Oh, weird. That's weird. But it works. Okay, so if I have you, so we can write down what these are going to be. Okay, so updating to Axum. I don't know if I actually need to review the changes. So we're going to do router lessons. So I guess like updating router lessons to Axum 0.6. All right, so things that we need to do. Let's go through this really quickly again, and then we'll record the video. So obviously upgrade the version. So upgrade you. I'm going to keep this open on the side. update version. Okay, now that doesn't yell at me yet. I don't need a backend, like a database setup yet for this, so I should be able to just do a cargo watch. Oh, right. Then after you update that, we go to main. Turn off Rust Analyzer, turn it back on again. Why you be like this? Okay. So we have all these errors. So we'll go to the top of the list. Where was my list? Okay. The first problem here into make service. So this is going into mod here and removing, we're just returning router like that. No. Yeah, cargo clean might help. It's a good idea. Let's try that. Oh, then everything just works now. Oh, fun. So everything works. Unused import body. So we remove that. Okay, so the README is, where is it? Updating. Okay, so updating router to the updating router lessons to Axum, and then I have update version. Wait, what? Oh yeah, update version, obviously. And then router function returns stateless router. There's some cleanup things to do, and then I think the only thing after that, because we have this middleware from function that sets a middleware custom header, which is runtime, so that's fine. But we have this shared data. Shared data is just this. I might want to turn that into app state. So let's use app state instead of I guess layer instead of layer extension. Okay, so what that looks like, we have our shared data. Shared data is this thing. That's fine. It implements clone already. Then I guess I also need to implement the macros feature. So what is that? That's cargo add Axum with macros, or now with macros. Okay, I want something ref from ref. Then this becomes, okay, shared data. Shared data is go like this. And then we replace you with use state, with state. Shared data. And then that should cause an error for everybody who is using it. So now I need to go find and hunt down who's using this. It's basically everything above it has a possibility of using it. So middleware shared data is using it. Okay, so this becomes, okay, so use app state, and then this is middleware message. This becomes state, and then what inside of it do I want? I want just message, which is a type string. String. You could just be the message, and now I'm returning that. Okay. You should be happy. So this is middleware message. Vendor clients, routes. I guess we'll do a quick test after this. Is the server running? It is not running. Uh, 404 not found. Is this because I changed it just like the other one? So we have our hello world. Right. I don't know why I did this as a patch. It's now a get, and I wanted this to be, I did this as like slash hello world too. So slash hello world. There we go. Okay, hello world, mirror body from string. Okay, so we probably want to just double check that these all work. So, so update version, router function return stateless router, verify everything is working with vendor clients, and then use app state instead of extensions. Okay, so path variables. We're all fine here. Okay. And it was middleware message that got this. Okay. Cool. So that's what we're going to, this will be one video. We can record this now. And this will be the simple one. The other one is going to be the less simple one. Okay, so we've got you. Let's save you as the plan. So planned the update. And then we'll discard all of you. Probably a good idea for us just to do a cargo clean every time this happens. Okay, so What do we got? Okay, we got the old version back there. Everything is working. Let's do this. Where's my record? There's my record. All right. Hopefully first try, right? While I was recording this entire course, Axum updated to 0.6, and since then 0.61. Although that .1 is actually just a documents update, and no functional changes to the backend framework has happened with that one. So I went ahead and finished the course with 0.5, and it's going to remain there, but we're adding this addendum here for updating all the lessons, and then another video for updating the data to 0.6. So let's jump into it. Let's update and sort of see the process of the route lessons for Axum 0.6. So to begin with, we're going to open up cargo.toml, and I'm going to bring you up to 0.6. Gonna sort of let it go there. I did run a cargo clean right before this, just in case we run into any weirdness with sort of like updating the versions and I was going back and forth. You shouldn't need to, but if you do run into any sort of like strangeness that just doesn't seem to be explained by anything, try a cargo clean. Okay, so got you running. Let's go ahead and and I've got a bunch of errors here. So let's start the server. So cargo watch. It's going to recompile Axum to 0.6.1, and Rust Analyzer right away is telling me, okay, we can't do this into make service. There's no method into make service found for router body. Now, if we go to mod where we're creating the router and we're returning it, it's yelling at us because, well, we're returning this router body. Well, what we can do is just tell it, you know what, we're returning router, which is going to be a stateless router, and bam, all those errors just go away really quickly. Easy, right? Okay, so we've done that. We updated the version. We're returning now a stateless router, and it seems to work. Let's go ahead and verify that everything is working for us in Thunder Client. So we have our routes here. We're going to start with hello world. Well, we actually get a 404 not found. The reason for that is because we actually kind of removed it. So we want to put back hello world again. And I want this to be a get once more. So not really a problem with the updates. It's more of we kind of changed the code as an example. So back to you. All right, you're working. Mirror body string. Okay, I'm just going to go through, hit send, and make sure that everything is doing exactly what I expect it to do, which I believe it will, because generally speaking, in Rust, when you don't get any error messages, usually things are working. Now in Axum, extensions are the exception for this. Always errors. We want that to have an error. In extensions, it's a runtime error. So we're only using extensions in one place. Okay, so no problems there. Let's go ahead and mark this done. Now, app state is a new thing in Axum. We can now use that instead of extensions. So what do I mean by that? Well, down here we have this extension layer that allows us to put this shared data, and then the middleware message is able to read from that. So if we go and take a look at middleware message, this is reading an extension of shared data. But what this means is, if I come back to our mod, if I just comment out this layer, I hit save, everything still compiles because it doesn't care. This is going to be a runtime check. If we come back to middleware message and we hit run, we get this error. Shared data was not found. Perhaps we forgot to add it. That's pretty bad. That's not necessarily what we want, especially since we have all of this data at compile time. So let's switch over to using as state. Now, shared data, this is fine. I'm gonna keep it called shared data. Drive it as a clone is fine too. Pub message string, all of this is okay. We have shared data that we instantiate. We create the message. Okay, so hello from shared data. I am a state now, just to update so we can see it. We want to use with state and then put in that shared data. It does need to be clone for this. So that is just something to be aware of. If your types in here don't implement clone, the best practice would be to make sure that they do. Okay, so I can remove that layer. Now everything is still going to fail for us because we have to update our middleware message here to use state instead. So the way this is going to work is we're going to have state coming in here. It's going to give us the state, and the type is state, and it's this shared data. Okay. Then it's going to be state dot message. Okay. Let's run it, middleware message, and this is working. But what if we want the same sort of feeling from extensions, where I don't put state in here, I have to do like state dot. What if instead I want to just go straight to the message here, which is type string? So I would have to do string in here, and then I could just get the message straight out and use that. Okay, we do have an error though. This is, I'm getting this like sort of not great error message with it. Well, there's a macro that we can use that sort of makes it so we can have that same functionality. We have to add it though because it's behind a feature flag. So let's come down here and we'll do an add cargo add Axum. And we want these macros. So I'm going to do a cargo add Axum dash capital F macros. Restart the server. And when we derive, it's going to be clone and from ref. Now, no more error messaging. And if I come back to middleware message, it's still working again. So that from ref macro allows us to pull from state as if it's a bunch of different things, and it's actually just individual extensions. Okay, the last part is just to clean up. So what do we have in here? We have a bunch of unused imports. Let's go ahead and delete all these. So we have we have unused shared data, unused imports in mod, so we don't need this body anymore. We don't need this extension. We don't need this patch. And that's it. Everything still seems to be working. If I just spot check, yeah, we're still getting exactly what we expect to get. So that is updating the route lessons to Axum 0.6. In the next video, we're going to do the same thing, but update the data lessons to 0.6. It's going to be a little bit more. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and see you in the next video. Bye. Okay. Okay, so we'll change all of you, and we updated to Axum 0.6. Oh, I guess this was done too. And then let's you don't have an easy amend, and I always forget the command for amend commit. So yeah, I'll just leave it for next time. Okay, so I will close you now. We'll go back one, go to okay, cd into data, code open u. Open the README. Okay, so that is pinned. Okay, next up. So we are going to have updating data lessons to Axum 0.6. So obviously we have date version. All right, let's cargo clean this. Okay. Is there cargo update now? Update dependencies listed in cargo lock. Cargo update. Package to update. Okay, so can I do a cargo update? What is it? It's -p Axum? No, that is not okay. That would be nice if there was a cargo update for it, but I don't think that's just updating the cargo lock, isn't it? Oh, cargo upgrade. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Did they add that cargo upgrade? This is in here. Okay. I think cargo edit was completely added in, right? So we should be able to use this. Like everybody should be able to use this. Hasn't been merged in. Okay. Well then fine. Fine. Okay. We'll update you. So that's update version. That's great. We then run this. So cargo watch run. That might only the ad was merged in. That feels strange. I wonder if they added that in for some reason. I wonder if they have plans to add the others in. I haven't actually gone and looked at like what their plans are for it. But it would be nice if they add in like the entire cargo edit. Okay, so cool. Couldn't had trouble in that. We go to main. REST analyzer, do your thing. Find some errors. There we go. Okay. Except you should be telling me the same thing. It's just custom JSON extractor. That's too bad. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit more difficult. So we have to start with our custom extractor. So custom JSON extractor. Unresolved import, request parts. There's no more request parts in here. So if I remove you, you say, hey, from request takes 2 generic traits. From request does now take 2 generic traits. We have B and I believe S, which is the state, right? Okay, and that's suddenly causing. Yeah, now we see this. Okay. Wonder if I can finish doing this one first. Can I find type request parts? Okay, so this was custom JSON extractor. Add. We want to add in the generics. Add missing generic. S before B. Does it matter? Oh, it probably matters for you. Yeah, S before B. Okay. And then just to make these consistent, SB. From request, do you have a suggestion? Yeah, we need this. S is send plus sync. So let's add you in there too. Okay, so request cannot find request parts, so we're not going to do request parts anymore. From request, we're going to do this request B, state S. Okay. So throw you in there. Rename you request again. Pull you in. This is extractor. I think I can put in my custom extractor here now, right? So there's no more custom extractor. Okay, so I want. Oh, right, this is the JSON stuff. Can you add an underscore to extract as a second generic for extract? Oh, right here? This one? Well, no, because it's no method name extract. So that's not the problem. I'm pulling the trait. Okay, so I can pull in, import you. 2 generic functions. Okay, so this one. It seems to work. Okay. That's a good one. Okay. So this is add state. So add missing generic, add state to function signature. We added, so brought in extract trait, and then finally we added to type for extract. You're just thinking minimal changes to make it work instead of rewriting the entire body of the method. Yeah, I like that. And this seems to work. Now, if I wanted to show off, I can't remember this. Is this? Oh, this is a custom extractor. Extractors, I can't like add in the JSON from here. That's the middleware. Okay, so for this one, I think this is where we go. This is what we stay as. Okay, then we go back to library and we say, hey, into make service. So you're fixed. So we are return sort of stateless router. That's mod router like that. Then okay. The trait bound extension database connection is not handled for the layer. Now, but this is for database connection. I think then what we want to do is use a state right away. So put the database connection in a state. So then it's good that I already showed that off. So put database connection in app state. Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right. Those are the order. I totally forgot. Create task. Oh yeah, we put the JSON to the bottom. That makes you happy. Very good. Okay, I totally forgot that. Me going and doing that would have fixed it because I would have put it. It would have no. I would have probably noticed it at that time and changed it. But okay. So return status router, and this is have extractors. So like move body consuming extractors to the bottom of function signatures. Okay, so then we'll do create user, move you down there, and log in. And move you down there. Okay, well that updated you. The custom extractor is upset again. Our parameter type B may not live long enough. I feel that plus static. Which one? Do I want to do it with this one? Okay. So just to show this off, custom JSON extractor again. Add missing static lifetime. I guess like add missing static lifetime bound or something like that. Okay, this is good. Then we test. So full Thunder client test, full test. I do need the server running. So Docker compose, I think it's already running, right? Yeah, it's healthy. Okay. You be here, you close. Okay, so Thunder clients. We have Session is expired. Okay. So I want to log in. Throw you in here. Okay. Hello world. Validate data. That's working just fine. Okay. I like having that down there. Yeah. Okay. That's still good. Create task. Get all tasks. Last is 13. So get 13. Update 13. Partial update 13. Delete 13. Create meow 3. Okay, we already did login, and then I can take this and do a log out. Okay, and then we want to transition to, okay, so full test, and then the new fun thing is put database connection in app state. Okay, so back to you. We'll have struct app state. We'll have a database is a database connection. We'll create that here. So that state database. Where we have our, I want to update you. Okay, so we do our layer database. I remove you, and we'll do with state, app state. Database connection, it would be nice extracting that out. You need to implement, okay, two things. First, cargo add with the macros. We need to derive clone and from ref. Okay. And then everything that requires, okay, so then we just go and everything that has the extension. And we'll just go from the bottom up, right? So login has this extensions database. So you're going to be state. The database is state database connection, and you stay exactly the same. So I can copy you, save you, and then we'll just go back, and every time we have this, what? You already have state? Oh yeah, because it's the same users thing. Okay. Task. Put you in here. For you. And we just do this really fast. I wonder if I could do a find all and replace. That might be good too. I did not yet handle the middleware with it. So that's gonna cause a problem. So I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay, so then you're happy. Create task. Okay, so the custom extractor, you don't need to worry about that. You have your own thing. So I don't need to don't need to do custom extractor. Validate with cert don't need to do this. The guard will the guard will be doing hello world. We don't need to do, and log out we do need to do. Okay, so then we do that, and then okay, so put database connection in app state, update handlers to pull in state. I guess like, and then you would be, we update the handlers. Okay, so update guard middleware to use state. Okay, so this will be from function with state. We take the guard and then we take the app state and we clone it. You aren't taking the right thing, so we have to come to guard and update you. Is that right? The trait bound Axum middleware from function app state. Oh, so state comes, so app state, then function request from next. Okay, so we need, so guard, we take in state now. So state is app state. I think it's state app state. Input future output is not satisfied. What did I do wrong here? An example, my middleware. Oh, state. Okay, I did that wrong. State, state. Oh, and I don't need to pull in app state. This would be the database connection. Database, like that. So function state database connection. Oh, I get it backwards. State comes first. If I just looked at what Rust Analyzer was trying to tell me, I would have seen that. Okay, now you're happy. State comes first. Then we come into the guard, and then okay, so we added you. Now token, we want to get the typed header, and then we can update. So pull database connection and app state. That's great. So actually we don't need this here now. Like that, and we're good to go, right? Database. Oh, and you're a reference. Okay. So you're happy. But then we come back to you and we say, okay, update the guard middleware to use state. And then we update guard middleware to use extractors directly. Okay, so back to you, and we say, hey, token. If we want to get the token out, those are the headers. So we want the typed header. I think there was some like token is typed header authorization bearer. And then token equals token dot token to owned. Okay, so we get you. User is coming in on. Okay, no. Users, we're doing a find user with this. So find the token, use the database, get all this stuff, internal server error. Okay, so you should be happy now. Inserting the extension is still recommended. And okay, so I should be able to do login. I should still be able to do a log out, and that hits all the things. Or a hello world. Okay. 8:15. I think I might be able to do the recording. So I'm gonna run a little bit late. Probably have to do an emergency stream shutdown at the end of this, but I have, because it's Friday and it's in between in between sprints right now. My first meeting's at 9, so I've got a tiny bit of time. I don't think this is gonna take longer than half an hour. But I've now got this all updated, and this is gonna help me not get lost in this. And I think it's gonna be much simpler. I practiced this twice now. What's the chance that I'm gonna screw this up? Okay, so first of all, let us save the README. So planned update. And everybody else out of the pool. And also let's cargo clean. Okay. We have our server running. So you should be fine there. Okay. Let's do this. I'll try to remember not to rush myself. Okay. Here we go. Now that we've updated the router lessons, it's time for us to update the data lessons. Now this one's going to be a little bit more involved because we have more going on. Plus we have the database connection, with extensions. We're going to want to put that over into a state too, but that's getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and get started. So to begin with, we're going to, well, update the version, same as before. So we'll update cargo toml, bring you to 061, hit save, and let's go ahead. And now I previously did a cargo clean on this. We'll do a cargo. We do know we were going to want that use state with the right feature for it. So let's do a add with the macros in. Then we're going to do a cargo watch and get that going. Now that's going to have a bunch of errors. So let's go ahead and pull in. Excellent. Okay. So we updated the version. Now, interestingly enough, we don't have our error in the library file, which is telling us that we have to update the router return from that function to just be router instead of router body. Instead, we have our error in custom JSON extractors. And this is because Rust is checking for errors, and as soon as it hits this error, it kind of stops checking other things. So those errors still exist. We still need to handle them. We're just going to have to start with this. Okay, so a few things for us to do. This is asking for us to add in another generic here. And if we take a look at from request, it wants an S and a B. And if we scroll down a little bit to our examples, we're going to have S and B here, S and B here. So let's add in an S and an S. It also suggests what we should bind S to trait-wise, which is this send and sync. Okay, so I'm going to add that in there. Next up, if we take a look at from request, where it's yelling at us about those request parts, let's go find this function signature. So we have this request. I'm going to just take this down here, and then it wants a state at the end. So I'm going to copy you and just replace you here. Cannot find requests. Let's go ahead and import that. No method named extract found for request. Well, that's actually because there's a trait that we need to pull in. So we're going to import the trait. And next up, this associated function takes 2 generic arguments, but only 1 was supplied. Well, so I need to tell it, okay, it's another generic argument. Okay, well, if JSON here after that, we're going to give it the most generic that we can and underscore. And if I hit save, that seems to work. So for this extract, we're extracting the JSON, and then we don't really care about the other thing. Just whatever you want to be, just bring it out. Okay, and that causes this to be fine. So if we come back to our checklist, we have updated the custom JSON extractor. Now we get our error message from the library telling us, hey, we can't do this into make service. We have to come up here to router body and remove the body part. Okay, excellent. Next up. We're getting these like weird trait bound messages inside of 3 of our routes. Now, these messages are not necessarily telling us like really good information, but what they're trying to tell us is that we're consuming the body too early, and it's therefore causing us to have problems. So what do I mean by that? If we go into create task, an extractor like JSON or string now consumes the body of the request and prevents it from being able to be used by anybody else. So therefore the typed headers can't do their thing. So let's go ahead and move you to the bottom, hit save, head back into mod, and this no longer has an error. So that's literally what it's trying to tell us. So I'm just going to go into each of these, move our JSON down to the bottom. And let's see. Oh, wasn't this one, it was this one. Okay, so we're happy there again, but you may have noticed there's another red with the custom JSON extractor. So let's head back over into here. It's okay, request parts. Let's remove you because you don't exist. You're telling me that this parameter type B may not live long enough, so the type B will not meet its lifetime bounds, but it tells us consider adding an explicit lifetime bound of static. Okay, well, let's take this static here, copy that, and it wants this for B. Well, I can just add you to that. All right, and you're happy. No more error messages showing. We have some warnings, but we can take care of those later. So it's time now for a full test. Let's go ahead and make sure everything is working the way we expect it to before we start doing some of the more nice changes that help us out. So Thunder Client. Now our Hello World. This is session has expired. Okay. So let's go do a login really quickly. Here's our token. Hello world, add. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hello world. There we go. Oh, we got that. Validate data. This is let's validate data. That seems to be working. Custom JSON. Okay. I'm just looking to make sure it's doing what I expect it to do. All right. Get all tasks. Get one task. Oh, 13. That's because we don't have a 13. Let's go with 14. So get 14. Atomic update. We'll do 14. Partial update to 14. We can get one task again, and that is updated. We can delete 14 now. And if I try to get one task of 14, it's not found. Okay, excellent. We can create a new account. So let's create Meow4. Seems to be working. Okay. We already did login, but I need to log in one more time really quickly to get a token so I can log out. Okay, so copy that, log out, and excellent. Okay, so let's we'll mark that as completed. Now we get to start thinking about the parts of 0.6 that help us out, that make things a little bit better. And the first one is going to be putting our database connection in app state. So let's head back to mod. There we go. I want to use a database connection instead of this layer here. So that way everybody just has access to it. So let's go ahead and create a new struct. So hub struct. And just call this app state. App state. We do know that this needs to derive, clone, and that from ref. And we want a database. Database is going to be a database connection. Let's go ahead and create it here. So let app state equals app state database. And I'm going to replace this layer here with state app state. Okay, now this is going to cause problems because if I go and try to use something like create task, we're going to get that runtime error of, hey, we can't get the database connection out of the extension because, well, now it's supposed to be in the state. So let's head back into mod here. Well, everything above this has the potential to be using it, although not everything is. So we're going to go into login and let's update this. I actually see several of the users are doing this, so I can take you and I'll multi-cursor you. This is going to be state. So pull you in. This is going to be database, and that's state database connection. And I want to, for you, copy you just for faster updating for the rest of things. Okay, create user. Well, that was in users, so I don't need to go back into that one again. Delete task. I do need to go into you. So this extension database, we need to just update you and pull in state. Okay, partial update. So we need to do the same thing here. So update you, pull in state. Atomic update. So pull in that and import state. And I'm just gonna continue working on doing all these. Oh, get all tasks. We already did that one. Create task. Okay, pull you in. Okay, the custom extractor, we don't need to worry about that one because that is pulling in state through the, well, first of all, it's not using the database, so we don't care about that. It's using the state, which I can underscore because, yeah, we don't need it. Validate data is not using the database, so I don't need you either. The guard, we'll deal with that later. Hello world isn't using the database, and logout is part of users, so we've already updated this. Okay, so now that's updated. If we just go back to login again, everything should still be working. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so almost done. We're almost done. Last big change is we want to update that guard middleware to now use the extract. Well, we need to have the guard use the state, and then we also want to update the guard to use extractors directly because that's a cool new feature that they have, which is really nice. So let's head back into mod, and we'll head back into guard here. So first off, there is a new function. So middleware, we can do from function with state, and be aware that this takes in state first and then our function second. So we just need to add in our app state. We need to just clone it directly and pass it in. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's head back into guard. Now guard is going to take in, let's see, if we look at this, function state, it has an example. So my middleware here takes in state and then a request and next. So it's pretty much exactly as we expect it to. So let's head back into guard. This is going to take in state. There we go. Import that. We want our database. That's going to be type state. And we're going to use the database connection out of that. Okay. Well, it's not using this because we're getting the database out of the extension here. So we don't need to do that anymore. Let's go ahead and delete that. But we do need to use this as a reference now. Okay. That's one big change. The other big change is we don't need to do this entire thing to get, extractors out of the request. We can now just use extractors inside of the function signature without, as long as it's before request and next. So easy way to think about this is put state first, and then put your extractors second and third and fourth and whatever, and then last is the request and next. So in this case, we want our typed header, which is going to be the token. You're a typed header with an authorization bearer inside. Now, this token does need to run this token method on it with a toOwned. So I'm going to take you and place that with just the token. So we'll shadow it. And that gives us the token string. The user, well, this is now just using the database to get the user from the database. Okay, great. We check to see if it's valid. We check to see if we found the user. Okay, this is great. Now, we're still doing a request extension here to insert the user. Now, this is still a best practice. We don't want to try to do funny things to mutate the state because I want this to crash and fail if the user doesn't exist. So therefore, we're gonna keep this part. And then we run next. Okay. Everything should still be good. Let's make sure, let's go find the route that used the middleware, which was this hello world or log out. So let's log in again, get a new token, because I think I'm having them timeout after like 30 seconds. So copy you, go back to hello world, use you in here, and it's still working. Okay, so deep breath. We have successfully upgraded our Axum data server to Axum 0.6, and we're using some of the new features that have come with Axum 0.6 that make our lives a lot nicer. So thank you again for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful if you in updating your own projects. There's a lot more that Axum 0.6 did, but a lot of that is to parts of Axum that were out of scope for this introduction course. You should be able to get help if you need it from the Axum Discord. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye. All right, and update you. And so far, addendums are done. Okay, save. Close all the things. Oh, I forgot to clean up the code. That's fine. I'll just clean it up really quickly now. People don't need help with cleaning up code. That went well? Yeah, that went super well. I mean, who knew? Practicing things twice and creating that checklist to help out, who knew that would, be so helpful? Yeah, going over it several times did help. Also, you had some really good ideas in there to help out as well. So thank you, Isitsu. Okay, so no more errors or warnings. Let's go ahead and add all this stuff, and we updated to Axum 0.6. All right, I'll sync those changes, and then I completely forgot to rename these. So let's see. The first one was 9 minutes and 5 seconds, and that second one was 18. So I'm pretty sure that you're the routing. Yeah. Okay. That is updating routing to Axum 0.6. Updating data to Axum 0.6. Okay. Cool. And that's it. It is 8:38. So that means I have to get out of here. I do have a day job, so I have to go do that. We're doing sprint days, so that means a lot of meetings for me today, which is gonna be fun. Anyways, thank you, Asitsu, again, and then thank you everybody else who was hanging out, watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you can do some fun things with Axum 0.6 now. Yeah, that's all I've got. So have a great rest of your day. I'll be back Monday morning, and we're gonna start the project with 0.6, which is gonna be great. So, and there we go. Have a good one. Bye.